Good morning, welcome back. Gary, a church planter. Just waking up this morning, quite refreshed actually. I've enjoyed the weather, the sun. I'm one of those people who wakes up with the sunlight, so I've been up for a while, but it's been good. I've been pondering the expression that I keep hearing a certain person say all the time. I've listened to him, and he talks about all sorts of different things from ministry perspective to a business perspective, but he says change brings disruption. And I was thinking about this because we talk a lot about what we call in the book of James, it says, do the word. And we say this a lot in my circles, just do the word, be responsible, do the word. And really, I think one of the biggest problems and heartaches that Christians have is really following through on Mark chapter 4 when Jesus talks about sowing the word. James says that you need to implant the word so that you can save your soul. Jesus said sow the word, but sow the word sounds like you're scattering almost in our modern day thinking. We're just throwing it out there. We're hoping it hits the right ground. In fact, the whole parable talks about if it lands on this bit of the ground or that bit of the ground. But really, because change brings disruptions, we've got to understand that the change, that the sowing of the word or the implanting of the word or taking the Bible, basically, I'm trying to break this down to make it as simple as possible for all of us. Taking the Bible, taking what it says, and putting it in our hearts, in our thinking, and our speaking to the point that it brings change in our lives. That is what reaping of a harvest would be. We talk about in farming kind of circles and thinking that's how Jesus was dealing with people who farmed. So they were thinking about sowing seed, they were thinking about planting and putting the seed into the ground and seeing it come back as much as possible. But in Christianity and in the way we do life and the responsibility that God puts on us to do the word, as it says in James, it is about taking that word of God, putting it in our heart. And how does it get into our heart? That's the key, because that's really when the change occurs. That's when disruption happens. That's when, you see, when you sow the word into your heart, that's when immediately the devil comes. But also, what's really important is the harvest starts to operate. The farmer can then go to bed and expect the harvest, is what Jesus goes on to say. In our life today, we have many other ways of sowing and getting involved and producing results in business and all those kind of things. We don't think in farming terms in the same way. But when it comes to the word, change will bring disruption to your life, but that disruption will be awesome, amazing, and great for each of us.